You ready? All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What's going on, Sportsmafia fans? And we are back with podcast number 4. Got my buddy Karsten as your sports analyst. Got my brother Steve on the phone, who is your second. And you got your host. I'm ready for today, man. I can't wait to rip into these Denver Bronco fans. That's for sure. Woo! So sick. So sick. What's going on, bud? So, today, guys, on the show, we're going to talk a little bit about football. There's a lot of football talk. We got basketball. We got March Madness.
A little.
Yeah, we got a lot. Karsten, how you feeling about today's show?
Pretty excited to talk about football right now, but man, it's I have mixed feelings right now.
Steve Kelly, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah, man, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, man, guys, let's just hop right into it. Russell Wilson in the blockbuster trade. This is huge, man, for Denver. If Russell agrees, this is going to be one of the biggest trades in NFL history just for in 2022. This is huge right now. So what we have is we have the Seahawks. They get Drew Lock. They get their tight end, Fant. And they also get Shelby Harris, the D lineman. And they get 2 first-round picks. And they get 2 second-round picks and a 5th-round pick. That leaves them from 11 to 7 picks.
Fact checked it.
Stupid Bronco fans. I don't get you guys. Y'all drive me insane. Then we got the Broncos. They get Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. But the Broncos can't develop a quarterback. They've had 11 quarterbacks since 2016. That's crazy. That's a lot of quarterbacks since 2016. Karsten, tell us a little bit about this trade and how you're feeling about it. I mean, you being a Seahawks fan.
Well, I mean, guys, I'm still kind of shocked. I mean, Wilson's been our boy for a very, very long time. Had a nice run with him. And then just out of nowhere, it's blown up. But if you're looking to rebuild or even like restart or reset, whatever you want to pronounce it or however you want to explain it, it's a good way to do it. It really is. Getting a couple first rounders, that's going to help us out. Maybe we can get a nice QB to get things rolling again. Maybe sit behind Drew Lock. I know it's Drew Lock. Come on, guys. But listen, he just needs to hold fourth down just a little bit to let the other guy get back out there. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy year for Seattle, but, I'm actually a little more optimistic than I think I would have been maybe even a year ago. But this whole Wilson drama has been sitting on top of Seattle fans for the last year and a half, and I'm just more than happy to be done with that part of it. Like I said, Wilson, if you're getting Wilson, Denver, if you're getting Wilson a couple seasons ago, you guys are a lock to at least contend.
Yep.
If he still has this out the gate killing the league and then doesn't show up for the last half of the season, and that's the guy you're getting, boy, you guys are going to be in a lot of trouble. I mean, a lot of trouble. You can't trade all that to get Wilson.
Yep.
With his contract coming up, and you're going to have to pay him regardless. You're not going to give up all this without having in mind that you're going to drop Dak Wilson. Who was the other guy? Oh, Aaron Rodgers just got a huge contract.
Yeah, we're getting
You're
that.
going to have to pay him. So it's boom or bust. You're literally switching positions with Seattle as far as your long-term future. And you know what? I think Seattle, although obviously it's not the glamour that they're getting back, it's really going to help out round out this roster. And you got they just let go Wagner. Love the guy, one of the greatest linebackers that ever played. And I really hope he goes to a team that helps contribute somewhere else. But clearing that cap with him too. Seattle's got they can make a lot of moves. I don't know if they want to rebuild. Do they want to go for it, as I know Steve's going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah.
They can go a couple different directions right now, and actually, I'm kind of excited because, with Wilson the last couple years, we hit it. We hit the ceiling. We hit our head on it many, many times over and over again. And for us, Seattle, I know most of the fans are probably mourning right now, but I personally, I think it's a good thing to blow it up, and maybe it might suck for us for a couple years. Maybe it gets into the dark ages for the next 10 years. Anything could happen here, but we do have at least there's a chance somewhere down the road here where we get the right QB in there and we can start contending again at some point here sooner than later, hopefully. I'm also not going to say that getting rid of Wilson is going to be a great thing either for Seattle. So, Denver, if I was just a random Denver fan, obviously I'd be ecstatic. But you got to know that if this doesn't work out, you're host. No, you're way past the pecking line. You're going past Seattle 10 times.
Yep.
You're going to be in a world of hurt if this doesn't work out.
Hey, I agree with you. Yo, Steve Kelly, how are you feeling about this trade, man? I mean, this is a big blockbuster trade right now. I mean, the Broncos, Bronco fans right now are saying, hey, mark my words, they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. What do you got to say about this trade right now that's going to hook everybody up with this Bronco trade?
Don't you love the modern day NFL that we're in today with all these crazy trades and crazy talk and everything that you probably wouldn't even have seen, 5 years ago, maybe a little longer than that. I just love it. It's almost as if you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
I do think the Broncos are a really good team. To say that they're Super Bowl contenders, I do think that they are in the talks, but at the high realms of the talks, I wouldn't put them above certain teams. They're not a tier 1 team in the AFC right now. I mean, I don't know if I put them at the top of tier 2 of the AFC. I'd like to, really sit down and go through the teams, but Russell is stepping into a good team, something that they really just been missing as a quarterback. They've got a great defense. Von Miller's actually talking about coming back to them, so that's going to add a lot of help to the defense and getting after the quarterback. But, he's got plenty of weapons. I mean, there's the line at the offensive line is really good. They've got, Tim Patrick, they've got Jerry Judy, KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, some of the wide receivers they have, and all those guys, I feel like could at least play 1, 2, or 3 on any other team, if they were to leave. With that also being said, they have a young running back in Williams who's, played at North Carolina.
Well, Steve,
he's pretty nice, man.
Steve, there's one thing I could push back on real quick. I don't know necessarily if Denver has a good offensive line. Now, I'm not no master of watching the line or knowing, but if I at least look at something like PPF, where they got Denver ranked 25 or 28, something like that.
27, bro.
That's exactly what Wilson was bitching about, and he's going right back to sleep.
Yeah, but Russell is always good under pressure, though. But
he used to run around a lot more, and he's not doing that as much.
Hold on. Caleb, man, what's going on, bro? How are you today?
Hello, Caleb.
I have a buddy named Kobe. His real name is Caleb.
Clarification.
But I called him Kobe. We all called him Kobe, so that's who I thought it was. And then it started to click into my head. I was like, oh, it's Caleb. Okay, now I know. So I want to apologize for that. But let's get right back into this.
The offensive line isn't very good. They're not very, very good, but they do have some spots. They have the Quinn, I think his last name is Minarez or something like that. I remember seeing a couple of highlights on him throughout the season. One of them was he bulldozed through a lot of guys and just flattened somebody. I think it was on Thursday Night Football or something. They do have certain spots in their offensive line where they didn't have that in Seattle. They do have other money. There's plenty of tackles in the offseason that they could go after free agent-wise. I do think that they have more centerpieces at offensive line than the Seahawks even did. Even with Dwayne Brown, sure, he's old, but this guy was in his rookie season this past year, and it's a good centerpiece to build around. You get another guy who's good on the left side, and then you got a good offensive line because those guys can build off of each other.
Yeah, it can't be any worse than what Seattle's been rolling out the last couple seasons. But if you're looking like a huge upgrade, that's probably not where that's going to be.
If you ask me, Do I think Denver is a better team than Seattle has been in the past few years? Personally, with Russell Wilson on it, I do think so.
Dude, I have to fully 100% disagree, though.
Seattle's defense has been...
Hell no.
Seattle's defense has been a mess. Their passing defense has been in the bottom part of the NFL for a while. I mean...
Their defense is great. Don't get me wrong. The Broncos is great defense. But, I mean...
their defense is way better than Seattle's.
But,
I mean, you talk about offensive line. There is more than just offensive line problems in Seattle. You know, there's DK's a little bit of a diva too himself. He's, if I'm not getting the ball, he's getting a little upset and stuff. But I think it's going to be a better situation for him because, it's not like people are...
Well, it'd be a better situation for him because he doesn't want to be there. That would be the biggest thing,
well,
I
it's
think.
not about that, but everyone's expecting him, so much. It's either Super Bowl or bust out of this guy. Denver's accepting him just to get them to the dang playoffs. They would love to see that. But, Seattle's expecting all this stuff. I think that there's a little bit of pressure that could be off of his shoulders. I mean, you go to a division where even if he does lose, you're like, oh, well, Patty Mahomes is there. Oh, Justin Herbert is there. There's things for him to lay back on if things don't go right for him.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm looking at Denver like this, man. And this is just my take. Yeah, cool. Okay, Jerry Judy. Let's just break him down real quick. Yes, the guy can run routes. Absolutely, man. The guy is a freak of nature when it comes to playing. But even with his first year, even before he got hurt, he didn't break over 1,000 yards. Then you got Sutton. The dude didn't even break over 1,000 yards either. So I'm looking at this wide receiver setup. I mean, you have Tyler Lockett. Yeah, but still though, you have Tyler Lockett. Dude,
they're gonna get over 1,000 with Russell.
But yeah, that's
Russell Wilson in there, and there's 2,000-yard receivers and Jerry Judy and Cortland Sutton, guaranteed. Both those guys will be 1,000-yard receivers with Russell Wilson on.
Yeah, they will. They're not as good as.
Well, Caleb's also saying that the Broncos are going to contend for the wild card position, and that's it. And that's 100% accurate. I agree with that 1,000,000%. Their wide receivers, they're not like DK Metcalf. They're not like Tyler Lockett. This is just ridiculous to say that, the Broncos,
Jerry Judy coming out of college was probably one of the best route runners that the NFL has seen. He is better than DK Metcalf.
That's what that's what I was saying.
Maybe
until I got cut off, but that's what I'm saying.
Maybe in that facet of the game, but that's not Lockett's game. Or Metcalf. Metcalf
is a flyer.
You throw that ball up, he's gonna go get it. That's kind of his game.
Yeah, but
he
everybody
can run
knows
slants.
that. All you gotta do is put a safety over top of some of that stuff. You can take
really, the only guy in his career that I've seen so far to really give him a hassle is Jalen Ramsey, and that guy gives a hassle to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
But I mean, I'm looking at this wide receiver setup. I mean, who would I rather have? Jerry Judy or Cortland Sutton? Or would I rather have Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf? Who would I rather have as my 2-star receivers? You can say that Tim Patrick. Yeah, dude, Tim Patrick was honestly holding them for a while. But I would rather have 2 speedsters, one that can jump, one that can run 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the route tree. Yeah, Jerry Judy is one of the better route runners, but I still just don't see how everyone can already be Super Bowl contenders, mark my word, on this wide receiver setup. Running back is not bad. I like Jay Williams. I think Jay Williams could be, in fact, a top 12, top 10 running back. But again, they didn't break over 1,000 yards. So what makes you think...
injured Teddy Bridgewater throughout the season.
But Teddy has always been that way. You can't say that, they had Teddy Bridgewater. He's always been injury prone. Always. He's always been injury prone. Always. I like the fact that Russell gets to get out of Seattle. I love the fact that he gets to leave Seattle. I do think that Seattle won this trade 1,000,000%.
You do understand that Jerry Judy was also hurt for most of the season last year, right?
Yeah, but what happened to the prior of his first season?
He had
with that logic,
He got 52 receptions, 856 yards.
With that logic...
But was that just good defense or terrible route running? Or terrible passing? What was it?
With that logic, though, I would say Chris Carson's better than Williams.
Yeah.
When he's healthy. He just can't stay on the field as much as well.
I don't think so because this guy's already young and he's doing things what Chris Carson
Youth doesn't
Chris
necessarily mean
towards
that.
the end of his career, dude. He's coming up with neck injury.
Chris Carson, when he was running, if he got over 90 yards to 100 yards, I think Seattle was something ridiculous, like 18-3.
Yeah.
So, like, losing him during most of the last season with Wilson's hand being busted. And hey, listen, if Wilson's healthy, they would have made the playoffs for sure last year. And maybe we were talking about something
Dude, I'm just
different.
going to tell you it like this. This guy, Javonte Williams, has had better stats than Chris Carson's has had in the past 2 years. Granted, Chris Carson was hurt last year, and even the year... Dude, he's going through injuries. He's not going to be the same guy. This Javonte Williams actually has a lot of bright side to him. He's got a lot of future. He just had 900
That's
yards.
the same argument you're making for Jerry Judy.
He had 908 rushing yards.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to get at, that you guys aren't understanding, that there's a lot of young talent on this team that would have been a lot better than what they are if they've had a quarterback like Russell Wilson, if they had a much better quarterback, of the likes of Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, Steve. That's definitely not what I'm arguing. Their numbers are all going to come up with Wilson. That's no doubt about it.
I mean, hands down.
I just think that it's a better situation. I think that with the defense being better, I think that it's going to give them more opportunities on offense. It's going to make other teams' defenses tired, which is going to produce on their stats even better. I mean, and they're playing up mile high, the oxygen levels. Dude, I just think that you guys are kind of jumping the gun on this. I guarantee you that they have 2 wide receivers with over 1,000. I think another one probably creeping with around 850 yards receiving. That's, the next following guy. I definitely think they're going to be lighting it up over there. And Javonte Williams is going to have, every bit of 1,200 yards rushing next season.
So let me ask you this real quick. Who do you think Russell Wilson, I'm going to ask both of you guys this question. Same question. Steve, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think Russell Wilson's favorite target is going to be on this wide receiver? Is it Sutton?
Judy.
Is it Judy?
Judy.
Okay. Who do you think?
I agree with him.
You got to go with Judy?
I would take the route runner over a deep threat to start anyways.
I mean, Tim Patrick was pretty much holding that team down for the most part. But, I mean, Cortland Sutton is also a great receiver as well. I think his favorite is probably going to be Sutton. Just because of the speed that he has.
One of Wilson's a little bit he doesn't have too many weaknesses, but he's also not very great at getting the short intermediate routes down. He loves that deep ball. I mean, Sutton could have a monster year. I'm not saying anything bad against Denver's wide out. They're going to be good. I don't know if they're necessarily going to win a Super Bowl, though.
I'm saying everything against the fans.
What they gave up is basically saying we're in contention. We're going to win it all.
Well, Caleb said whoever is further down the field is going to be his favorite receiver.
Exactly. Wilson does throw a beautiful deep ball.
And he did just say Russ is a deep thrower.
Oh, hell
Sutton is a great fly runner, a great 7, a great 8 runner.
Collinsworth coined it, the moon ball, basically. Yeah, it just kind of drops.
It's a moonshot.
Moonshot.
But, I mean, their defense is awesome, too. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Broncos defense is good. I will say that. I mean, they're always in the top 10 defense. They're always everybody's first go-to for fantasy. I just look at their offensive line, and I feel like that they're not going to have enough time to get the ball out. To get to these deep throwers. To get to these quick slants is going to be probably his favorite little route that Russ is going to throw. And Jerry Judy may well be his favorite just because of the short route. He's going to have to get rid of it quick. But then again, you also have Williams that he can check down to as well. Their tight end, we don't know what they're going to do with their tight end just yet. We don't know who's going to be on that tight end roster. But I feel personally what's going to happen next. But I mean, Von Miller may go back. I mean, we saw that a picture was taken and placed on Twitter by Adam saying that they were sitting there talking together. And they were at the training camp. So we'll see what happens here, man. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that Russ should leave, but are they going to be Super Bowl contenders? Hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I don't know if I'm going to dig my heels in as far as that. They got a shot. They got a shot with Wilson. I don't think it guarantees anything, but it definitely makes the Broncos a much, much more relevant football team than they have been.
I agree.
And if you guys want to come at me, Denver, Wilson scorched you guys in the Super Bowl, and that might be your only Super Bowl appearance with Wilson.
Well, again.
Look at it, it's just my bitterness.
I mean, the Broncos starting quarterback, I mean, they've had 11 since 2016. Right underneath them is the Washington. We'll get to Washington here in just a few minutes, guys. This is going to be awesome. The Jets had 10, the Bears have 9, and the Browns had 9. Maybe this is the answer for the Broncos.
I almost look at what Indy got back for Wentz and wonder if you just kept all that capital that you traded for Wilson and got Wentz.
Yeah.
I mean, that team's not going to be too much. Wilson obviously has a more higher upside, but if you look at the numbers, man, he's 27-7 last season. Led a pretty good. I still can't believe they lost to Jacksonville in that last game.
Yeah.
They should have been in the playoffs.
Yep. Well, so Caleb is showing that the Bengals have showed us a good defense with great offensive weapons, but no O-line. Can only get you so far. Bengals got, a couple lunky injury run. He said that he doesn't think Russ isn't enough. So,
well, here's the great thing is March 9th. We haven't even played a game of football yet.
Yeah, not even close.
We were just hanging out earlier, and there was a YouTube clip, and it just said how Denver fleeced Seattle. And I'm like, we haven't played a effing game yet, guys. Well, obviously, we don't want to project on the next season and stuff, but this is going to take some time to really figure out the two directions that both teams are going to go.
Yep. It's different. So we're going to move on to Aaron Rodgers. Now, he hasn't signed it yet. He agreed that he's going to stay with Green Bay. 4 years, $200 million, that's $50 million a year. But he hasn't signed it yet. He's only agreed to it. He also gets $153 million given to him no matter what when he signs this contract.
Hey, David, you want to give me $153 million?
Dude.
Regardless.
Once this show takes off, everyone can get $153 million. If you guys can like and subscribe and keep commenting and help us out so that we could do this full time, it would be awesome. Steve, I'm going to throw this over to you real quick about Aaron Rodgers. I want to know what your opinion is. I want to know how you feel about this deal and what is going on in Green Bay. I mean, Devontae Adams isn't even there yet.
I'm pretty sure he just signed they just franchised that.
They franchise tagged him.
So he's there at least one more year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Steve Kelly, what do you got to say about this?
About the situation in Green Bay?
Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers, 4-year, $200 million. But he hasn't signed. He agreed. But he gets $153 million no matter what.
Yeah, it's big time money. I mean, it's definitely big for them. It's big for him. It's a little bit less stress that they have to deal with going into the season. I do think that that's probably a little noise that buzzes around every time the season carries on. And, Aaron Rodgers has to put himself in the spotlight, and he likes to be there. I do like the setup with Adams, obviously. The Packers, with him staying there, I mean, it was the obvious thing to do. He's got a cake of a division for the next 4 years.
Cake of a conference right now.
He's only going to make that contract look, even better. But who's to say that it's a cake? You never know. Like we just said.
I understand. It's definitely down to smidgen.
Yeah.
Especially if Wilson getting out of there.
But we just, I like to say this. I do like to say that. With the way that the NFL is today, it's just changing so much, and you don't know. Take a team like the Bengals, for example. Who would have thought that the Bengals were going to be a top team before, it all started? I would like to talk to the person who did say that and see where they have it, if they got proof. Hats off to them, but I don't think that there's a lot of people who said the Bengals were going to be Super Bowl champions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that anybody really said that. Maybe Bengals fans or something, but they weren't believing themselves. They were saying it because they were a fan. There's always those teams that are going to wow you. But I like the contract. I do think that the Aaron Rodgers contract was awesome. With that, he's only going to do better. I'd like to see him get another wide receiver, but I just like
Well, they got to be kicking themselves for wasting that pick on Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what their reasoning was at the time, but...
Well, I think it was because Aaron just kept talking about him wanting to leave. But here's the problem.
Draft one, and I think it's going to be pretty nice.
Yeah.
We'll get a pretty good.
Well, I mean, Caleb's also saying in the chat as well, what he's saying is, I don't have enough weapons. I wonder why, Aaron. Quoting Aaron Rodgers. This is what I have to say.
Money doesn't have anything to do with it. You look at Patrick Mahomes, and he's got all these weapons, and he's the highest paid quarterback. They got to get him stuff.
Well, that's because their pockets are deep. They just don't want to spend it. But here's the thing, though. If you're taking $200 million for 4 years, right? Why are you taking $200 million? If you want to win a ring, you want to win a Super Bowl. If I'm a quarterback, I'm an all-star quarterback, I'm taking a pay cut to get the people that I want. Just like what Tom Brady did. Tom Brady said, I want X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, all the way. I want those guys. Send me something. Let me look at it. I'll counter it. If I like it, I'll do it. If not, I'll counter it, and we'll go off of that. But I do want 2 people. I do want 3 people. Aaron doesn't want to do that. Aaron's all about the money. And that's what I'm not liking. I don't like a player that's all about the money. I want a player that's going to be able to win. If I'm an owner, I want someone who's going to win.
Well, he hasn't gotten a big contract like that for a long time. I honestly kind of think he deserves the money.
Oh, he deserves it.
Well, yeah, he deserves it, but I want rings, though. I want to be remembered, just like what Russell Wilson says. I want to be remembered. I want to have a legacy. I'm willing to take a pay cut to get these guys. But
I think Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys who just needs, maybe, I don't know. He's a choker in the playoffs. That's all I got to say.
yeah.
Well, I mean, Green Bay they didn't really have a choice, really. Like,
No.
you got to get that guy back in the building if you can, and they obviously made the right decision, in my opinion. It's really hard to say how everything's because Packers are one of those teams we all know they're going to make the playoffs. It just matters if he shows up again or not. I mean, every year they have a shot, and they're right. He just can't get it done. I mean, obviously a second receiver helped quite a bit in that sense, but I don't.
Well, also their running back helps out too. I mean, they have Aaron Jones.
They should probably try to get a draft pick, their next one on a receiver, and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to disagree. I like the contract if I was him. I would love to have that type of money. But if I want to win Super Bowls, I want the guys.
Well, if Green Bay doesn't sign him, they're going into the black hole as well. Literally. Like, who's coming up? They're going to have to go find another QB. Hopefully that works out for them. Trying to keep pieces. I think if they don't get Rodgers there, they're gonna do the same thing Seattle's doing, just maybe blow it up.
I agree. On to the next one. Karsten, why don't you talk about all this? Why don't you take
Carson
this?
Wentz got traded this afternoon. Pretty surprising. I wasn't expecting this. So, I love this deal for the Commanders. It's so weird saying Commanders, guys. Listen, that's like an AFL team. Right? Sounds like a dirty, cheap squad here. But you know what we got here is they're going to give up a 2022 third-round pick. This one's a little different. And hopefully I say it right. It's a 2023 third-round pick that escalates to a second-rounder if Carson Wentz plays 70% of the snaps. A 2022 second-round pick. And then Washington is going to get Wentz and a 2020 second-round pick.
Yeah, that's insane. Donna is saying the money is so over the top these days. Please.
Well, you want to stay relevant. That's where you put your money at.
I mean, I'm looking at this Carson Wentz trade, and I think it's a good spot for him. I mean, Steve loves scary.
Oh, yeah. Scary Terry.
Loves Scary Terry.
Baller.
I gotta admit, too, I do like Terry.
I see them as a solid playoff team after this trade.
Absolutely. I mean, their defense is good. They got a lot of strong people on that defense. They got a couple good. I mean, I think Jordan Reed is coming back from his injury.
Chase.
Yeah, Chase.
He should be back after injury this year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's great when he's healthy.
Who's their running back over there?
Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson, right? He had a pretty good, decent year, though, didn't he?
I really like him.
Yeah. But the Colts, what the hell are the Colts going to do? Are they going to try and go ahead and get a top cornerback or a top quarterback in the draft?
Maybe they're in that Trubisky run that everyone's talking about right now.
But here's the thing, though. The Colts have a better offensive line than the Broncos.
That's for sure.
So who would have known? I mean, who would guess if Trubisky decided, oh, hey, I'm coming. I want to play. I want to be in this conversation. Let me go to the Colts. I would love it. I would love it. Steve,
I don't know what you're doing as Indy right now.
Yeah, I don't know,
really
man.
Who are you planning on bringing in?
Yeah. Yo, Steve.
Your team's ready.
I don't know, man. Steve, how do you feel about what the Washington Commanders are going to be doing with Carson Wentz now as their starting quarterback?
I think the Eagles games and the Washington Commanders games are going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, they're going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of interesting. With that being said, I don't know. I like it. You know, I think that they do need a good quarterback. The Washington has a good football team. They've always kind of been right there. I'd love to see what they could do. You know, with the people that they have on the team. Like you did say, I do love Scary Terry. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see what's up with Wentz. He's kind of a stat guy, but we'll see how he does.
Well, the Colts didn't even get Tyler Heineke back.
He's a good coach.
They didn't get what back?
They didn't even get Tyler Heineke back. You know, like, that guy was... He's about as average as you get, but, I mean, I'm guessing that Colts have a plan here. But
do the Colts still have Jacob Easton? Do they still have Jacob Easton?
I believe so. Go Dogs.
Steve, do they still have Jacob Easton over there at the in Indianapolis?
I think I'm pretty sure they do.
I don't believe so, to be honest.
Did they cut him?
Well, I don't know. I think he...
Regardless, do you think Indianapolis is going to be, like, awesome? We got Jacob Easton.
He's with the Seahawks.
Oh,
Jacob Easton with the Seahawks?
Fantastic.
Come
you know,
on, buddy.
Drew Lock, Easton,
Jacob Easton, Geno Smith after he just got busted with marijuana.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome team. Pete can get right back to that running game and defense that he always wanted to do.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm looking at it right now in the 2021 season. Carson Wentz had 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,563 yards passing. I mean, that's a good season.
I should make a point. You know why I don't know that we have Easton? Because Wilson's been the man for so long. Why would I even care who the backup was at any point? That guy never, until last season, missed the damn game. Oh, that really depresses me, though.
Yeah, that's kind of heartbreaking.
At least he's at home. He played for the Huskies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I like where Washington is standing right now with this quarterback, with Wentz. I mean, he took Philly all the way, got injured. Then Nick Foles took over. Then he goes down to Indy, has a good winning streak, has that opportunity to make it to the first round, can't get it anymore. But when you have a running back like Taylor, Mack, he didn't have really any wide receivers. I mean, T.Y. Hilton, what the hell happened to him? So it was just mostly just the running backs that were just holding this team afloat. Now it's going to be kind of interesting to see what the Colts are going to start doing. I think what the Colts should do is go into the draft, see what quarterbacks are available, see what wide receivers are available. Maybe you start at the wide receiver spot, then you go to the quarterback. Then you follow it up with something on defense. But their defense was good. Their defense was amazing.
That team's ready to win.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Yeah, they're ready to go. But to take Wentz out of the occasion and go ahead and trade him over to Washington, That is a little crazy to me.
I love that deal for the Commanders.
Oh yeah, I think
The Commanders.
I think Washington won this one 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Steve, who do you think won this trade? The Colts or Washington?
Washington, they traded away Wentz for basically some chips and soda.
Yeah.
Chips and soda.
Some peanuts and crackers.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, moving on to Mr. Bobby Wagner. Gets released. Demands his own agent. He's leaving behind $3.75 million in dead money. He turns 32 in June. But the Seahawks will save $16.6 million in cash in salary cap. He's been 10 seasons with them. He's an 8-time All-Pro and Pro Bowler. Karsten, I'm going to start with you, man. You're a Seahawks fan. You're looking at the Seahawks right now, and you're thinking in your head, what the hell are they going to do next? We just released one of the best linebackers, one of the best defensive players in the league.
I mean, one of the all-time greatest
Yeah,
for Seattle anyways. Yeah, that's rough. That one's... I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen regardless of the Wilson trade. But, Jordan Brooks has really shown up. He's playing really well for a second-year guy. You guys might not know him, but Cody Barton actually plays pretty damn well as a middle linebacker. So I think they're just probably banking on that. You open a lot of cap room. Gotta go get help on those corners. They didn't get their secondary and that defensive line up. Obviously, the offensive line. Obviously, the biggest question mark is going to be the QB, but they really need to address the corners, the defensive line, the O-line. So if you got money to move that around, I don't want to put all my money right in the middle linebacker spot. I love Bobby Wagner. It's going to suck not seeing him on our team. I hope he goes somewhere and wins. Somewhere good. Go somewhere he can go win a Super Bowl possibly. But for Seattle, if they're going to rebuild, this is kind of the move they needed to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to feel about this because I'm not a Seahawks fan, but I do like Bobby. I do like what Bobby does for the Seahawks. I like that he's a strong leader.
Well, that's the thing you can't put money on. He is like the heart and soul of that team for a good couple of years now.
I mean, even for how hard Jamal Adams is to play with, he put him in check. He said, I run this team, not you. I tell you what to do. I tell you where to go. If you don't step up and play, this is how it's going to be. You can hear it when he was mic'd up. I think it was the Falcons game. I think he told him, you better be in your position at all times. And Jamal Adams was in that position at all times. I think he sacked Matt Ryan 3 or 4 different times throughout that whole game. But, I mean, Steve, what do you see for Bobby Wagner in his future? Do you see him going anywhere else? Do you see him retiring? Do you see him just kind of playing the free agency? What do you feel right now?
I think he'll test out free agency and hopefully things go for him. And, maybe after, if it doesn't go the way he wants it to, then he'll, consider retiring. But if he's definitely somebody sought after by another team that's got a need for a linebacker trying to make another Super Bowl run or something that's a good team, I do think that he does take a contract with the team.
Yeah. So Heather is saying pay him his money. So you're saying there's a chance. Crying out loud faces. Possibly. There could be one. I mean, if Bobby follows Russell down to Denver, listen, Linda. Broncos, I'm going to be on your side for just 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes and hear what I got to say. Von Miller, Chandler Jones, and Bobby Wagner.
There's no way.
I'm just saying, listen.
In Denver's fantasy land, they'll get those 3.
Listen. I'm telling you, dude, that would be
Chandler Jones.
Huh?
You said Chandler Jones. Who is Chandler Jones?
No one yet.
I'm just saying because they were, they were looking at him. That's the problem. Broncos were looking at trying to get him as well as Von Miller. But now that Bobby Wagner is available, hello, Bobby. How are you today, sir? You big built brick house man. Come on over here and play for us. We'll pay you.
Don't do it, Bobby.
But what if he does?
Well, he's in a great position to win.
I'm telling you, man. Like I said, if they're ready to win a Super Bowl, they got to start paying some money on that defensive side. They need to start paying some money on the offensive side.
I'm sorry, Wilson's going to take all that money here shortly.
And that's what I'm saying about all these prima donna diva quarterbacks. You don't want to win a ring. You want the money aspect of it. There is so much money out there for you for endorsements. I mean, LeBron is now saying, it's not about the money anymore, guys. I have endorsements, blah, blah, blah. Because you do. Russell has endorsements, too. He's one of the top guys at Nike. I think he's the top 4 at Nike. So your endorsement deal with Nike is going to be ridiculous. It just really kills me to see all of these people, all of these quarterbacks take the money and run. They don't want to play. They don't want to win. But hey, look, I mean, back to Bobby. I think Bobby's going to settle wherever he goes. I think he's going to be, that elite guy. I mean, if he goes to the Chargers, even if he goes to Detroit.
It's a great spot for him.
Yeah. The Chargers would be an awesome spot for him. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, go right up against Denver twice a year. Let's do it.
Steve, how do you feel about Bobby? Where do you think that Bobby Wagner would land?
I can't really think of anyone off to the top of my head. I'd have to look at some places that are in need of a linebacker. The linebackers in the draft, it's not too many, so I do think there is a chance for him to go somewhere in a team that's definitely in need of a really, really good linebacker.
I mean, do you look at his age and say, maybe?
Maybe you can go to the Raiders and join up with KJ Wright.
It's a contract-friendly deal, and it's like a 2-year deal for not too much money.
KJ Wright is, yeah. He goes over there.
Goes to
Las Vegas.
They reunite.
Yeah. That would be a nasty, nasty, nasty defense. All right, guys, we're going to move into Kelvin Ridley and his betting problems. I don't think it's a problem. He only spent $1,500. Laugh out loud is what he said in his tweet. In his tweet.
$1,500, no big deal.
Yeah, that's not a gambling problem. That's not $1,500
is not a money.
Yeah, that's not a gambling problem. Get it off. He took off the 2021-2022 season due to mental health,
which was devastating for any of you fans out there that dropped him second in your fantasy football league.
Hence, Karsten drafted him on his fantasy. So, in 2020, which was his breakout year, he had 1,374 yards, 9 touchdowns, 9 receptions. That's his best year. In his career, 3,342 with 248 receptions with 28 TDs. I mean, he was scheduled.
Didn't he tweet that, I get a year off, so it'll be even better?
Yeah,
fantastic. I'm glad he's taking it in his stride.
That right there is the reason behind mental health. He thinks that this is a vacation for him. Do I think that he should be suspended for a year? No.
No, I think maybe half the season at most. I mean,
there are guys out there that have already been recorded beating their children and their wife. Some of them still get to play. They get like a 2-game suspension, a slap on the wrist, and go back out and play. But this guy right here gets a year. I think he should get 4 games suspension for whatever team he gets picked up from. But again, I don't think anyone's going to want to pick up somebody that has a lot of problems like Ridley right now.
Yeah, I mean, the mental health's a big deal. Definitely I don't want to be the guy that's gambling on football when you're not. Definitely, I know for a fact that they tell them pretty much straight up when they get in the league, you cannot gamble on football. He knew. I guarantee he knew he wasn't supposed to do it. 1,500. I mean, I can look at it both ways. If you're the league, obviously you cannot have anyone come out and gamble on your own product.
No,
it's just really bad. But
Floyd
all these professional sports are embracing gambling right now. So I'm not saying I'm giving them a break. It's just it's way more part of the game than it used to be.
But Floyd
a year is a little long. I think,
I agree. I think 4 games. But Floyd Mayweather does it though. He goes and he bets on himself, but he has somebody else do it for him. He says, "Here, take this $1, go bet on me."
Well, yeah, boxing.
That's still the same thing.
I guess.
Pete Rose did the same thing.
Well, that's a team sport and an individual sport. That'd be the biggest difference.
True, I see where you're going, but it was banned at the time. You're not allowed to bet.
No, he wasn't allowed to do this either.
No, absolutely not. Donna asked, was he on payroll? I believe that he was still getting paid while he was out on his medical leave.
That I don't know for sure.
I believe so. Steve, was he being paid when he was on his medical leave? Kelvin Ridley? Was he on the payroll?
I don't know if you. Well, like you're still on the cap
Contract, so I would think.
You got to play a certain amount of games to get your contract, but I do think you get like X amount of money just for being on the team and signed if you opt out of the season. I think it's like $150K or $200K or something.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb saying $1,500 parlay on vacation. NFL looks bad on this one. Was he on vacation? Caleb, was he on vacation? Or was he just on vacation for medical leave?
If it's truly mental health, then that's probably no fun vacation to be on.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear it from. I want to know if he really was on an actual vacation or if he was just quoting. Well, he was on vacation for his mental health leave. That's what I want to know. Was this an actual vacation? But then again, he took it off due to his mental health. So he could play it off as, oh, it's just my mental health. He could just play it off. But then again, the NFL is going to take this a lot
That's a dangerous
serious.
line to be playing with right there.
I mean, I agree. I mean, especially when the Falcons were not doing so hot, and then you decide to go ahead and take your mental health break, which there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't want to be the guy that says that mental health should be like, it's a really big deal. If he truly needed some time for mental health, I understand. We all go through some stuff during life that
It's hard
we'd
for all
love
of
to
us.
take a little break off. Trust me, many years of my life, I would have loved to take a little back seat, but you know what?
Yeah, but
You gotta
people
go grind that money
But
out.
people like us who work a 9 to 5, we don't have that type of capability. But yet, everybody else that plays a sport does. But there is furlough and all that other stuff in some companies, not a lot of companies. Like if you're a waiter or if you're, I believe a bank teller or someone that works in the bank, they do have something like furlough. I know that my company that I work for, they have furlough for us. But like serving, there's something like servers. People that work at a fast food restaurant may not have it. It's
The
just
majority of people can't just take off work.
yeah. If he's on the payroll, he was an employee by the NFL. The rules are no gambling. He should be suspended or fired. Stop making excuses for bad behavior. Yeah, break the rules. You pay the piper. That's what Donna says.
I mean,
I have to agree. I mean, I kind of
You
agree.
shouldn't be gambling. You know the rules.
Yes.
You
yeah,
can't-
I can't argue that. I just wonder if this match is a
So
little
you
too
give
long,
him
but
$1,500 for a $10 million paycheck. He's a smart guy.
I mean, but like, think of it this way.
that might be some mental health problems, right?
If you went and put $1,500 on a parlay, let's say this. Let's say that his parlay was this. I got the Falcons. I got
Added
the
on his
Jets.
own team? What a that's
I
even a
got
worse
this
choice.
team. I got that team. I'm gonna put $1,500 in. I'm gonna see what happens.
Maybe he betted on them to lose after he took off.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. So this is my next question. Did he win that parlay bet? Did he win? No one knows. No one
I
has
sure
said
hope
this.
so.
I want to know if he won. Yeah, I want to know if he flipping won. But I mean, Calvin, man, you really messed up your NFL career. You go down for a year. You may not be the same when you come back as a receiver. I mean, you see a lot of players that leave for a year and they come back and they're not the greatest anymore. They're not the best. I mean, Des Bryant was saying something about Kelvin Ridley saying, a year? Why don't you just give him 4 games and fine him over the $1,500 that he decided to gamble? But if he won, like, I don't know. I want to know if he won.
A millisecond of him being on the field.
Yeah, I want to know if he won. Steve, do you know if he won any of his bets?
I have no clue on that.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, man, to be honest.
I don't think that's public information yet.
Well, I can't wait for it to become public information. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break. We'll be right back. Coming up next, NBA.
Yeah.
We'll do a little NBA talk. And then after that segment, we'll hop right into March Madness. Carson's got a little treat for each and every one of you for March Madness.
Let's go.
He's been he's been studying it up a little bit.
Yeah, I did a little research, guys. Come on now.
Guys, if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, keep commenting. This is the reason why we keep going, is because of based off of what you guys say. It helps us a lot to have another 4, 5, 6, 7 different people commenting in there. It's very easy for us to go ahead and read. But guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little 10-minute-er, and we'll see you guys soon. What's going on, Sports Mafia fans? We are back. Here we go. We got the NBA talk segment here going down. We're going to hop into the chat real fast just for 2 quick seconds. Caleb said, domestic abuse gets 2-game suspension, but gambling while on medical leave is worthy of a fire? That's insane. I mean, I agree. It is flip-flopped. I mean, it is technically like a double standard, I guess. But I don't think the NFL is...
I mean, gambling on sports opens up a whole nother can of worms for the NFL. It's probably definitely, when they're trying to integrate gambling with their product right now, is probably a bad look. I can see why they're being so hard on him.
Yeah. Same here. All right, guys, we're going to hop right back into this NBA talk. Guys, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment, man. This helps us. It helps you. Your voice gets to be heard. It's not like any other sports channel, sports TV show out there. This is completely different. Stephen A. and them and Mad Dog are not listening into what you have to say, but we are.
Yeah.
Sports Mafia Nation. Let's go.
All right, man.
Start it off.
Let's get this rolling. All right, we got to... Oh.
Wait. So Caleb said he was on medical leave in Florida. I don't see the other side. I can kind of see that. I mean, yeah. But let's hop into this, guys. Here we go.
We're just like...
Brittany Griner. Man. Nobody knows where she is.
MIA.
Yeah, really is MIA. Nobody knows where she is. The WNBA doesn't know where she is. The NBA doesn't know where she is. Grant Hill came on and said, hey, Brittany, wherever you are, we hope and pray that you're safe. Brittany got in trouble for marijuana over there.
I think it was a weed hash.
Yeah, oil, I think it
Oil,
was.
was it?
Yeah, I think it was oil.
So, a little vapor.
Yeah, she's facing 10 years over there in Russia. She was arrested last month.
Sounds like Texas.
It does. This is a little crazy. Tell Karsten to roll my silver. Jim?
No way, Jimmy. Have fun with that tonight.
Yep. I guess they figured the laws will take care of the bad behavior. Of course, that's wrong. Bottom line is, it's all about the money. And if you're a good player, the blinders go on. Sad.
Well,
that's true.
The problem is letting the NFL dictate their own judgments and what kind of suspensions and crap they want to throw down. You know, like they should never have been in that role in the first place. When Ray Rice knocked his lady out, they shouldn't have been.
Almost killed her.
Yeah. Oh, you know, like once that happened, they let them do. What's going on?
Jim says.
How dare you, Jim?
Jim says Drew Lock for president.
Yeah.
At least he won the Seattle Storm.
He's a future Hall of Famer now.
Guys, we love them. Go ahead, get him here. I'll just leave this out. Go ahead.
There's nothing I can say to Jim.
He'll wait to see you. He said he'll wait to see you in person.
Thanks.
Kobe's got my vote. All right, guys, back to Brittany Griner, man. Dude, this is serious here. She's missing. No one knows where she is. She's in a foreign country. This is crazy.
How about the worst place in the world to be?
I know, to be right
other
now.
than Ukraine.
To be right now. I think...
Unbelievable.
and no one knows where she is. This is a little difficult for like a lot of people. I mean, the WNBA, they're saddened about this. Grant Hill, a Hall of Famer, took to the podium too and said the same thing. This is a very scary situation. It's not. If I was in this situation,
it's really not a joking matter.
No,
you know,
I think
I like to joke around, but that's not really cool. Man.
I think after like the first 2 weeks, I would just come to realization and just be like, Well, looks like I'm done. I mean, I'm not going home. I mean, I'm just gonna keep my hopes down as much as I can. I mean, that's the only way how I'd be able to survive.
I couldn't imagine what's going through her head right now.
And Russia has the top prisons, jails in the world, the toughest. I was watching a documentary a long time ago, maybe like 7-8 years ago, and they have to have these big bear dogs. Like, these dogs are huge. I don't know what they're called, but they're massive dogs. They look like a bear. They said that they weigh more than a teenage lion.
Oh, Jesus.
And they've seen it take on a bear, a full-blown grizzly bear, a 12-foot tall grizzly bear. They have videos of these dogs. They're massive. Chris Brown has 2 of them. They're massive dogs. And they say that they walk the prison yard with them. They walk inside.
That guy should get an NFL suspension. He doesn't even play in the NFL. Chris Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just throw one at him.
Yeah, just throw it at him.
It's a sad story, guys. I don't have a lot to add to this. I wish her the best. I hope that they can manage to get her out of there because this is kind of bullshit. Come on now.
Donna says, so scary about her getting picked up by Russian authorities. Why in the world would you be carrying drugs? Question mark. I mean, I guess Russia has some of the best. I really don't know.
I've never tried any of the Russian stuff.
I can't believe that we can't get her at all. Yo, dude, this is like super serious. The American embassies have been calling, trying to figure out where she's at. The WNBA can't get a hold of them. Her agent, her family can't get a hold of them. I don't know what's going to happen to Brittany next, but I mean, here at Sportzmafia, we have nothing but to cross our fingers and hope that you come back safely. I mean, you are a woman Hall of Famer. You are a strong woman. You are probably one of the best women's basketball player to ever play the game. I mean, especially in college. But, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. Fingers crossed she wins her 1v1 in the gulag to win her freedom.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, it looks like we're trolling Brittany Griner now, aren't we, guys?
How dare us?
In the middle of this Ukraine stuff, too, I wonder if that's got something to do with it. That's what I was thinking in my mind, is that everything that's going on in Ukraine right now between Russia and Ukraine, I think that they're holding her. Is she safe? We don't know. They probably know who she is. They probably know just by her saying, I'm Brittany Griner, I'm a WNBA star, I'm this, I'm that. And they probably went and looked her up and said, oh, okay. So, you know, hopefully, Brittany, you come back. You're safe, sound. Kyrie Irving.
Oh, hey, Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving dropping 50. 50. After coming back from his... I mean, he's only played 12 games.
Yeah, but that's what he does, man. This is the whole reason you go get him. Now, obviously, we'd love to have him at your home court here and there. They're just hanging on by a thread right now, and they're going to need every bit out of him.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy to me, and I just want to throw this out there. Kyrie Irving has missed 261 games out of the 950 that has since he was a freshman at Duke. That's insane. He's missed 27% of all of his games.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
He's missed 235. Guys, I did this math.
He did do the math.
I did it
looking right at it, guys.
He has missed 235 games in his NBA career. This is intense. This is crazy.
Yeah, but even that all being said, he's still dropping 50. It's fantastic. Now, like, if you're Brooklyn, you gotta be a little torn having you think you have this monster squad with Harden, Durant, and Kyrie, and Harden's just gone after 16 games of playing all three together.
That's 27%. That's over a quarter of his career that he's missed.
I would love to miss, around a quarter of my work starts.
I would love to too, with injuries and being
He's
paid.
still getting paid.
I mean, to look at Kyrie, don't get me wrong. Yes, Kyrie has won a championship. He plays with LeBron. He's looking good. And Caleb, you're right. It is insane numbers. You can't really rely on him. He is injury prone. He's only 29 years old.
I would say the bigger factor is that he's not cleared to play in New York yet.
Yeah. But the cool thing is that he was born in Australia. This is another funny thing.
Did not know that.
My dad's birthday is March 23rd. Mm-hmm. He has the same birthday as my father, March 23rd, 1992.
That gave him all the powers.
I will always remember that now. Rest in peace to my father. But he's my age. You know, I'll be 31 this year.
Well, lucky you.
He'll be 30 this year. Karsten will be 54. No,
Pretty
just
close.
kidding.
Turn on 55 here, roasting us.
Just kidding, man. But I mean, I'm looking at Kyrie, 27%. Bro, come on. Listen to this, guys.
Just come on.
I worked so hard on this chart, like from 2011 when he played with Duke. He missed 22 games plus the 4, including the playoffs, with a toe injury. I mean, AJ Green gets turf toe all the time, and he misses, 5?
Now, if anything, I would give him a little bit of a
5,
break.
6 games.
It's college. He had to know he was already leaving.
Sure,
So
I'll give him that. But then in 2012, 15 games for his shoulder. I understand that. It's a shoulder injury. You got to lift the ball up, the whole 9. In 2013, 23 games for a shoulder and finger injury. I get that one. Hold on, guys. It's coming. It's coming. In 2014, he missed 11 games. Bicep and knee. That's 11 games for his knee. I have bad knees. I have terrible knees. If I go out, I'm losing the whole entire season. I'm not seeing the field for another 2 years.
now, does he have a cryo chamber in his house? You know,
I don't
Come on,
know.
he's got to have the money for it.
Yeah, dude, just stand in
Going
it.
in there every day, good to go.
Then we have in 2015, playing for Cleveland, missed 14 games for his knees and shoulder. Okay. All right. 2016, 29 games because of his knee. Then in 2017, misses 10 games because of his hamstring. 2018, misses 41 games because of his quad, his shoulder, and his knee.
Yeah,
41 games because of a quad.
it's half the season right there.
Then you go down to when he played with Boston. That's when he played with Boston in 2018. 2019, 15 games for his hip, his knee, and his thigh. That's a lot. Now we're going to Brooklyn. 2020, you missed 56 games because of your shoulder.
The shoulder's a real problem for him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now, listen to this next one. This one's gonna piss a lot of you off because this would make me mad. 2021, he missed 21 games because of his ankle, his back, COVID. You can't say anything about COVID. Once you go into that COVID realm, hey, look, I get it. It's bad. But here's the other one. Your birthday bash.
Hell yeah, do it right, Kurt.
You missed 21 games because of your birthday? Shaq still went out there and played after he just got super hammered the night before a game on his birthday, sees his all-time favorite player and drops how much?
Wait.
42 points. 42!
It's a big number.
So you're telling me right now, birthday bash.
I bet it's one hell of a birthday.
Well, why don't they drug test him? You can't play because of a birthday bash?
Hey, don't test for weed in the NBA, man.
Still, why aren't you testing him? It was a birthday bash. So funny to me to see that. So funny. I mean, come on. 235 games, 27% of your career. That's ridiculous.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of games to miss. That's half of your, that's not half, but that's a quarter of your career. Imagine getting paid a full money and showing up for 75% of the time. Caleb, I agree. Imagine if you went into work and you only did 75% of the work.
Couldn't do it.
And you got paid. Oh no, I've seen you work before, bro. You're like a damn bee. You won't sit down for 30 seconds to have a conversation.
I can't even sit still in the seat, guys, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real issue. I move around a lot.
Getting paid that much money and you can't show up on your birthday, laugh out loud, is what Caleb said. Yes, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, play the system.
That's what I'm saying. But here's another thing. And NFL players literally play on Christmas morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, after eating all of that, even on Thanksgiving.
NBA plays on the Christmas as well.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. They get to take off because of their birthday bash. Hi, Keaton. How are you?
Hello.
Because of their birthday. You missed 21 games because of your ankle back. COVID will scratch off
I just
COVID.
hope it was a great birthday. Most of my birthdays, it's hit or miss. Either it's going to be one of the worst days of my life, or it's going to be phenomenal. And generally, it's pretty crappy. So I'm just hoping that he had a great birthday at least.
As I was younger, my birthdays were awesome, but then as I got older, I kind of forgot what my birthdays were like.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Yes, we did see Aaron Rodgers' new contract. We talked about it earlier in the show. You should go back to the beginning, Keaton, and watch and see what we all had to say about
$50 million.
Child Rodgers.
Child Rodgers.
Girly Rodgers.
I like Rodgers.
Dang. Oh, I do too. I mean, he's better than Kyrie right now.
I'll stand on that island by myself.
So today for NBA games, we haven't checked any of the games. We don't have the TV on watching them.
Someday.
Karsten, we have the Bulls versus the Pistons at 7 p.m. tonight.
We do.
Talk about the spread. Let's talk about where they're at.
All right, so we got Chicago as a 6-point favorite tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They're currently on a 5-game losing streak, so they really need to get this one against Detroit tonight. However, even though Detroit has 18 wins the whole season, they won about. I think I read something about like they won 6 of the last 8 against the top teams in the Eastern Conference. So this is not going to be necessarily a breathe through.
Nope.
Detroit's won 3 in a row, which is remarkable for a team that's won 18 this season.
Mm-hmm.
Cade's playing pretty well. You know, I saw a little gambling nugget for you guys out there. If you're in a state you can do this. I like Zach LaVine for 30 and 6 assists plus 700. Let's go.
Say it one more time.
All he has to do is drop 30 tonight with 6 times. Plus 700. Go throw a buck on it.
You win $700.
Yeah.
So I would go throw a hundo.
Well, I mean, man, you're going to be styling.
I know, dude. We'd be walking around.
You can see some upgrades here real quick.
Who knows? I might even just go take that 700, go throw it on it real quick and become...
Let it ride.
Yeah, dude. Just let it ride. Just let it keep going. So on our next one, guys, we have the Suns versus the Heat. Devin Booker, we're not 100% yet if he's coming back from his COVID.
We know that because if Booker's in this game, you know, you got a good one here, but I
mean with Jimmy Butler, the Heat are a force to be reckoned with. Yes.
-4. I like Miami here.
Yeah. Just because Devin Booker is out, that's the only reason what it is. So we have Phoenix.
Yeah, we got them. They're still holding the fort down. They got a nice lead. They got about 8-game lead on Memphis. Mm-hmm. Even if they can go around 500, they should still get that number 1 seed and hopefully get Booker and Paul back to make a nice run this year.
To answer your question real quick, our next live is going to be, I believe, Sunday at 6 p.m. as well. It's written in stone. I believe so. Just depends on if Karsten can make it here on time. 6 p.m., guys.
I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my best.
So then we got Miami. We got Miami at 44-22. They are on a 3-game winning streak. Looking pretty nice. 8-2 out of their 10. They're above Philly by 4 games. What do you see on this list that is next for NBA today? And who do you have for the Suns and the Heat, by the way?
Okay, so we didn't pick the first one. So
who's the first one? Bulls versus the Pistons. Who do you got?
-6. If we were taking the line, who do you got tonight? I'm going to say the Pistons keep it close, and they might still lose, but cover.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to have to go with that just because Cunningham is looking pretty nice.
The Bulls are real banged up right now.
Yeah.
It's... Vukic?
Yeah.
Guys,
Nicola's out.
He's out. Well,
Patrick Williams is out.
He's day-to-day, so...
Yeah.
It's a good chance. I still think the Bulls are going to win, but not cover.
Yes.
For the Suns, I'm going Phoenix.
You're going Phoenix?
I'm going Phoenix.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I got to go with the Heat, man. Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets? Jimmy's good.
I got to go with the Heat on this one. -4 if I
Booker's
had
there, I'm definitely feeling better about
Yes, if Booker is there, Booker is still a game time decision. They got about 10 minutes left on him. But I mean,
listen,
I like the Heat.
We decided we were actually going to pick the games regardless, but honestly, this would be a stay away from me.
I like the Heat.
So our next one's Thunder in Minnesota.
Yes.
Timberwolves favored by 15, and they just kicked the crap out of Portland last night. So I would not be looking. That's a big spread. Big spread, 15 points.
Yep.
If I'm going to go right to my pick, I would definitely take the Thunder to cover.
Well, the Thunder right now are winning. They have
they're
20
doing
games
something.
won. They're 45. It's better than Detroit. Better than Houston.
It's a glorious
better
sight.
Than Orlando.
It's just a glorious sight to look at the standings and look at them down there.
They lost 3. But then you got, then you look at what Minnesota's got going on here. I mean, Minnesota's at 37-29. They're number 7.
8-2 in the last. Scoring 114 a game.
Yeah. They're looking pretty nice. Who do you got?
Like Towns has just shot out of a cannon since the All-Star game.
Man, he's been making it rain, I got to tell you that. But my pick, I mean, the line is 15.
I'm saying Thunder for sure.
You're saying Thunder?
The cover. Not
cover?
the win. 15's always a lot to me.
Man, I'm from Vegas. I'm a gambling man. Timberwolves, give me that 15.
I love it because I'm a way more conservative than you are, David.
Give me it. Give me that 15. Give me that 15. On to the next. We got the Lakers versus the Rockets. I got the Rockets.
Both awful teams at this point. The Lakers, they flashed this weekend with the Golden State win. LeBron drops 56, and then they go right out and lose to San Antonio. I don't even like the Lakers' chance at this point even making the playoffs at the way they're playing. They're only a game up over the Pelicans. A couple back from Portland, which I don't think is going to make it. So maybe they drag their nails in and they get into that play-in game and then get their butts kicked.
I mean, if you're looking at the Houston Rockets are 16-49 right now. I have all faith in the Rockets to win. Yeah.
Oh, no. I was definitely think the Lakers are going to win this one.
To win.
Going to take out this
To win.
lowly Rockets team and
win.
make himself feel a little better for a day.
To win. I know everyone's thinking right now, Kels, you're an idiot. Kels, you're crazy. The Mafia guy is crazy. You're right. I am. But I still have the Rockets. Didn't they beat them earlier on when they had LeBron, Carmelo? They did.
Boy, you could be right. But
I mean, the Lakers are 28-36. They've lost. They are literally 2-8 on a 10 game for 10 games. Yeah, wow, you beat the Warriors.
They're 9-20 on the road. It is getting gross in LA.
That's what I gotta take the Rockets at 8 p.m.
Take a back seat to the Clippers.
Yeah, take it. Sit on it.
Sit all the way
Yeah,
down.
let me know how it feels, bud.
Hey, LeBron, how does that seat feel?
Heather says the Mafia guy is really good looking. That's my wife, by the way. My wife. Hi, Donna. How are you? So on the next one, we got the Knicks and the Mavericks. -9. Who do you got on this one?
The Knicks and the Mavericks?
Yeah?
Oh, well, if that's the case, I'm going Dallas.
You're going Dallas?
Give me the...
-9?
Yeah.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
The
Knicks
Knicks
have not shown me a damn thing this year. They're old.
They haven't showed you that R.J. Barrett can just drop 40 whenever he wants to.
Oh, whenever he wants?
Can drop 25 plus whenever he feels like it.
Oh, whenever he feels like it. He should have been doing that from the get.
I agree. I do. But
They were a playoff team last year.
I'm looking at the Mavericks. They're 40-25. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Out of 10 games, they're 8-2. Luka's doing really nice, like always. The cool thing is about this is the Knicks are on a 2-game winning streak. 10 games, they're 3-7.
Listen to me, guys. That means absolutely nothing.
Or 27-38 to cover the spread. I got the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks are going to blow them out in the first quarter by 15. Game starts at 8:30. Now we're moving on to the Nuggets and the Kings. Nuggets are favored at 6.5.
Give me the Joker all day at that.
Give you the Joker.
Yes. My MVP.
The Joker. You are...
Yeah, so...
You're killing me. You are killing me.
They're 9-1 in their last 10, buddy. The Kings, I mean, I don't even care.
But the Kings are in a rebuilding squad, though.
This
year, let it go.
If
let
I
them
had my
it.
own money, my own hard-earned money,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way in hell, I don't even care what the spread is. I'm not putting it on the Kings versus basically anyone. Maybe a Houston Rockets-Kings matchup. Okay, sounds intriguing. But anyone above them? Absolutely not. No way.
I mean, I got the Nuggets.
They're a -5.1 point differential.
I got the Nuggets to win.
Not very good.
But the Kings are in a rebuilding stage. We'll give them that.
They're always in a rebuilding stage.
So are the Hawks. So is the Magic. So are the Raptors. So are the Wizards. Every single team.
I love that any crappy team it doesn't matter what sport it is.
Houston.
If I'm doing bad, I'm in a rebuild. Hey, Seattle, we're in a rebuild. Is this our excuse? Hey, it's all good. We're in a rebuild.
Look, man.
Only when it lasted about 10 to 15 years.
I got the Rockets against the Lakers. They are a rebuilding team, but I think that the Rockets are going to take it. Now, the best game, after we say all these, we're going to pick the best game.
Best game, okay.
What is going to be the best game to watch?
Best bet or best game?
Best game. And the best bet.
All right, let's do that.
So, here we go. So, we got the Celtics versus the Hornets. Celtics are at, 7.5 favorites to win.
Trending upwards.
Yeah.
For sure right
hey, absolutely. We got Boston at number 5. We got the Hornets at number 9.
It's only a matter of time for the Celtics to creep up into at least number 4. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to blow past the Bulls. Might be a little bit. They might be running out of time to pass Milwaukee, the Sixers, and Heat. But at their current rate, I'm a little nervous right now if I'm Chicago or Cleveland. He had a great start. Your record looks good on paper, but you just have not been doing very well lately. And you know that. Well, the Bulls, if the Bulls and Celtics switch around, then we're talking about Celtics getting home field, home field. I love it. Which is really going to be, obviously, to the Celtics, that crowd over there is raucous.
Yeah. I mean, I got the Hornets to cover.
Of course you do.
And I got the Hornets to win.
Who's your favorite player in the league?
Miles Bridges, how do you do?
That guy is gonna have a heart attack before the season's over.
I know, man. It's the announcer. So every time that Miles Bridges goes for like electrifying dunk, what happens is that the announcer that's watching the game, that is reporting the game, is always like, Miles Bridges. I love it. I love saying it. It's my favorite thing to say. Moving on to the next, we have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Bucks. The Bucks.
With that being said, I'll take the Celtics.
You'll take the Celtics. All right. So we got the Bucks versus the Hawks.
Yeah.
Bucks are at home. They're 4.5 favor. What do you see?
So that's an interesting matchup. They were in the playoffs against each other last year.
Yeah. But what I see different here is you got number 3 playing number 10. And they're not... I mean, Atlanta's only 10 games behind at 31.
Well, 10 games behind,
Bucks
but
are at
we
40.
have maybe 2 weeks left of the season right now. Isn't that right? Like, there's like 15 games left.
I believe there
or maybe a little more than that, but we're getting towards the...
Yeah, we're almost towards the end. I think we got about another month
something
almost.
about that, you know, so...
Because
that's a big difference. I mean, like, 10 games, they're not going to make it up.
Yeah. I mean, last year... it went on a little bit longer. It wasn't really 100% of when it was supposed to start and stop just because of COVID. But
here's the crazy thing about NBA. Generally, after the All-Star break, the standings really don't change too much.
No, not really.
It's crazy. It's weird. Like it almost freezes there. With a little bit of movement as far as positioning, maybe a 9 back in the day, sneaking in and getting that 8 spot. I mean, it's weird with this play-in game.
Yeah. I mean, Milwaukee is 6-4 out of their 10 games played. They're on a 5-game winning streak.
I just want to say, like, the play-in game's cool. You're still going to be the 8th seed even if you win it. And you're going to play someone like Miami or the Sixers, which historically will tell you it's going to be an awful series to begin with. It's weird that we put so much emphasis on this play-in game and how exciting it is. Only to serve them up for the first round just to be knocked out immediately. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, but...
However, you do not want to be in that play-in tournament.
Yeah, I agree. Next, we have Magic versus the Pelicans. Pelicans are favored at 8.5. So...
Wait. Did you get that right? Did you say the Magic are favored? No. Okay.
No, the Pelicans are favored.
I was like, oh, hold up.
No.
Let me grab my phone real quick and put all my money on that real quick.
I know. I mean, the Pelicans, which is pretty crazy, the Pelicans are at number 10 in their conference. They've won 27 out of 38. Their 27-game winning streak. 27 wins, 38 losses. They're on a 2-game losing streak, but their past 10 games are 5-5. Then you're going to go ahead and take a look at the Magic. Magic is on a 2-game losing streak.
They're awful regardless.
Yeah. You know,
let me get the record. They won 16 games this season.
Yeah, they're 16-50. I feel bad for Cole Anthony.
Of course you do.
I feel real bad because his card stock is doing this for me. And I got 2 autographed cards of him, and he's just plummeting. You got Suggs over there. I mean, Suggs is looking,
well, they can't all be
fairly decent, but they don't have anyone to play around those 2 guys. And they're rookies. They're young. They're fresh meat, is what we should say. Who do you got in this win? Mavericks or the Pelicans?
Magic, Pelicans, I will take.
Or Magics and Pelicans, yes.
I'll take the Pelicans.
Give me the Magics. Cole Anthony, come on, bro. Pull it out. What's the next one on our list?
We got Raptors -2 versus the Spurs tonight.
Cool.
I kind of really like Toronto. I like their composition. It's definitely a nice, well-balanced team. Maybe lacking a little bit in that star power. Scotty Barnes is a nice pickup they got from the draft this year.
They're on a 3-game losing streak, though.
Yeah. Well, 3-7 in the last 10. It's not very good either.
I mean, as the Spurs are on a 1-game winning streak, but...
Who beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Who do you got for this game? -2.
I'll take the Raptors all day on that
Take the Raptors -2, or you'll just take them straight to win?
I'll take them both.
Both? Just Just straight to win and
to cover and to win.
So this next one is a little juicy.
Okay, so here's where I'd throw all my money on. It's the Trailblazers versus the Jazz. It's an 18-point spread for the Jazz. I know Portland got their butt kicked last night by a bit. I'm willing to bet that it doesn't play out exactly the same way. 18 points is a lot. I don't care what score that is or what kind of sport we're talking about. I'm riding money. This would be my best bet. Portland to lose.
Portland
but
to
to
lose.
cover easily.
Okay. Portland's on a 5-game losing streak. They're terrible.
They're down.
They're terrible.
They're bound to pick it back up. Let's go.
They're 25-39. They're terrible. But they're playing the Utah Jazz. That are number 4. They're 40-24. They're on a 1-game losing streak.
Oh, I fully expect the Jazz to win.
Okay.
18 points?
I'm a gambling man. Give me them. Give me them to win by 20. I got 20.
He's going to give Vegas 2 more points.
I got 20. I got 20. It's the Trailblazers. They don't have anybody right now.
Simon's not bad.
Damian's gone. They don't have the clutch players anymore. They got rid of CJ. There's nothing there anymore for them. On to the next one. We got the Wizards and the Clippers. Clippers are -4. They're the favorites right now.
To me, that's an easy one.
Washington is 29-34 on a 1-game winning streak.
I'm taking the Clippers.
As in, you are? As in the Clippers on a 2-game losing streak.
Don't care.
34-33. They're like almost at 500. What I'm doing is I'm looking at this right now, right? I'm taking the Clippers.
Me too.
-6.
Oh, okay. So you're just in the
You know what?
in
A
the
matter of
business
fact-
like throw your money away.
A matter of fact, give me the Clippers +10. -10. Give me 10.
All right, I'd take that bet.
You would take that bet all day, huh?
Let's do it. Now we haven't talked.
So now here we go. What do you think is the top game
To watch?
out of these 12 games? Who do you got? The best game on here.
The best game just like
Yep. Best
matchup
game.
wise.
Best game.
Personally, if I was sitting in front of TV tonight and I was flipping through channels, let's say I have the NBA League Pass, I'm stopping on Suns Heat. We got the 2 top teams in the conference. I need to know.
They're number 1. Both of them are.
Can the Suns hang in there even though they're down Booker and Paul? That's way more intriguing to me than pretty much every other matchup on this lineup for sure.
I mean, the Heat and the Suns are number 1. I would love to watch this game. This would be probably the best game. I have to agree.
If they were at full health, or the Suns were, this is a phenomenal game to watch.
Yeah. But I still think that this Suns
offense is going to watch.
Yeah. But I think that the Suns offense is going to do better than the Heat.
I'll give you a little shout out though. That Celtics Hornet game would be pretty fun to watch.
I'm telling
Celtics
you.
have won. This is their 4th time playing. Celtics have won 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, yeah.
Like,
look, man, everyone knows, everyone that knows me personally, I always go for the underdogs. Don't know if you talked about this yet, but no deal in the MLB.
Did it not happen today?
It didn't happen today.
Hey, Heather.
Yeah, so hold on.
That sucks.
We'll come back to this because I like this comment. There's no deal in the MLB right now. I'm getting kind of sick of it.
I'm really mad right now.
I'm pissed.
It's spring.
Yeah.
We're coming up where opening day is one of my favorite sporting events of all season.
Yep.
And the fact that we're going to be pushing this back probably for, I would say, I'm wagering at this point we're probably going to miss about 2 months of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a full lockout. Where the owners are going to start hurting is during the summertime.
Yep.
Is when they're going to start losing money and then they might buckle. But right now, they're playing with house money. I know the players probably would love to get back in there.
So I think on Sunday what we're going to do as well, I think Sunday we're going to talk baseball. Because this is serious. Now this is starting to get a little serious. There's no Yankees. There's no Braves. There's no Mariners. There's no Marlins. There's no Reds. There's no White Sox. There's no Cubs. There's no baseball.
Seattle had a phenomenal run last season. Although we did not make the playoffs.
Yeah?
We've missed the playoffs for the last 20 years, and we had this young team. Like, any sports fan out there just loves when their team's young and, like, up and coming.
Yep.
And, bam, we run right into a lockout.
Yep.
And I couldn't be more upset with baseball right now. Just figure it out.
Yep.
Just figure out this is a generational sport that doesn't have a lot of fans with the younger generation. You need to figure out how to speed this game up, shorten the season, do whatever you can to make it more relevant to all the sporting fans out there that actually love baseball. Baseball used to be my absolute favorite sport.
Up until they
when
started
I used
to
to not have to work.
Yeah. Well, so this is my problem. I'm not understanding why, I'm going to dig into this a little bit. I'm going to do a lot of research before Sunday, and we're going to have a full segment on this.
I'll give you a little heads up. Like, their biggest thing is, one of the biggest hiccups they got going right now is the minimum wage that they want to pay their bottom tier players. And that's kind of a big hiccup with them right now.
Jim is literally... Who will win a championship first, the Seattle Seahawks or the Seattle Supersonics?
That's a good one, Jim.
Jim, who's your favorite team? I want to know who your favorite team is.
Philly fan.
Oh, he's a Philly fan? When the hell are you guys ever going to win a damn championship? It's been years.
Well, they got the Eagles a couple years
No,
ago.
I'm not saying that. Forget the Eagles. I'm talking about NBA. When are y'all going to win?
I'm sure you're loving that Harper deal right now.
Oh, you mean Harden?
No, Bryce.
Oh, Bryce, that's right. He did. Oh, yes. That's right, man. You know, funny story. I met Bryce.
Oh, no doubt.
Not a big fan.
Oh, I'm kind of bummed out by that.
So this is what happened. So I used to work for the Braves Stadium. I was a security guard there for a long time. I met a lot of great players. But I met Bryce way before he even became a baseball player. I met him at Three Kings, I think. I met him at some place. I can't remember what place it was.
What's Three Kings, by the way?
It's a hookah lounge. It was where all we went. We all went to go hang
strip
out.
club fan.
No. His parents are great people. I loved his parents. But here's the thing. We walked in. I knew his girl at the time. I walked over. I gave her a hug. He got mad.
Yeah.
He wanted to pump up. Go ahead and pump up, big fella. Let's go outside.
I'll take that paycheck.
As soon as we went to go walk, he turned around. He sat back down. I had no idea who he was. Then everyone started to tell me that, oh, he's going to the MLB. He's doing this. He's doing that. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, gotcha. That's why. Cool. I move out here. He was playing in...
So you ran into him twice?
Philly. I ran into him several times.
Wow.
Playing at Philly. I walked. He was walking, and we passed, and we locked eyes, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. We just kept walking. But after the game, when I was walking back, he looked at me, and he said, hey, man, how you been? I said, I've been good. How about you? We just kind of chatted it up a little bit. We went on our separate ways. No apologies, no nothing. We just said, hey, how you doing?
I feel like that's a win for you, right?
Yeah, and we just kept going. But I don't like the cockiness. He thinks he's this big almighty king, but in all hindsight, you really aren't a big almighty king. You can only hit home runs. You can't make contact with the ball. You're too slow to get on base. You can't.
He's a great baseball player.
He is.
Effing doubt, man.
I will say this though, on defense when he's playing the field, yes, outstanding outfielder, yes. But
he was just the MVP this last season.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Congratulations.
It obviously doesn't equate to rings, Jimmy.
But where is this?
It's not happening in Philadelphia.
It's never going to happen in Philly.
Well, did they get one back when they had all those pitchers? Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt, Cole Hamels. Was Jamie Moyer the other fourth guy?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think so.
2008. 2008. Did they win it in 2008, Jim?
Jim, did they win in 2008? I don't know if he's still here. No one from Seattle will win. Laugh out loud.
Unbelievable.
It's my wife.
Unbelievable.
My
All
wife.
right, wait. Like, tell me Cardinals Super Bowls. They made one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish that was the
I know.
the Holmes catch over
I
there.
know,
It would be
I
the
know.
best thing ever. You'd
Yep.
be trolling your wife every day with that.
Hey, but here's the thing though. I do want the DeAndre Hopkins catching over. I think it was Buffalo when he caught over those three defenders. I do want that one. 2009, Jim says it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2009.
I thought it was in that ballpark.
Yeah, I do want that one. But my next piece, I can't tell anybody.
No.
I can't tell nobody. I can't tell no one. It's a surprise. Can't tell anyone.
Excited to see it.
Because I will be giving it all away. But on to... So the best game right now... Sorry, I'm at work trying to watch. You're good, Jim. Don't worry about it. We all know. You're sitting there hanging out at work. Yep, dude, go make that money. So right now, Suns versus the Heat, I think, is the best game. Mm-hmm. The best bet that I got right now, I think, would be the Jazz.
You see, I had that same game, but I had the Blazers covering.
I know. Or you could go Timberwolves and the Thunder for covering.
I'm a big fan of anything where you're getting 15 to 18 points out at all. I'd rather probably almost take the team with the...
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They just got to play decent. That's all.
I do agree 100%. All right, guys, we're going to take one last quick break because I got to go to the bathroom real bad. Then we're going to hop into the March Madness.
Yes, let's go.
Your guy, Karsten right here, this young man, has got a treat for you guys. Then we're going to print off the brackets. I'm going to print 3 of them off. I'm going to print one for myself. I'm going to print one for Karsten, one for my brother. And what's going to happen is that we're going to put the teams and we're going to tell y'all who's going to win. And you guys are going to vote.
Someone's got to get like a pie in the face or something.
Yes, if you just completely...
You guys actually help us out. What's the punishment? All right, the 2 losers get something really bad, or does the 1 winner get something good? Like, we haven't really thought about this too much, but if you guys want to give us a little input on that, please let us know.
I gotcha. Caleb is asking, when are you dropping some merch?
Oh.
Ooh. I think...
Let's give it a little bit.
I think we're gonna...
That I don't know even why I'm questioning.
I'll tell you what. Hang on.
Way out of that conversation.
I'll tell you what. If we hit 100 subscribers, I will drop hoodies, t-shirts, and hats. If we hit 100 subscribers, my wife is probably sitting here like, why are you promising this, you idiot? That's what she's probably thinking. But if we do hit 100 subscribers, I will drop some merch. I'll make it affordable for everybody. I'm not going to charge you $30, $40, $50 for all that. The loser gets Karsten's jersey.
Oh, God. Okay. It's on. I better really do
Yeah, you better lose, bro.
Well, I'm the only one that lost here.
You better lose.
I want that Red Wings jersey.
No, dude. This right here, this is Steve Yzerman's actual jersey that he played in. I can't. I really wish I could. If this wasn't sentimental to me,
we'll come up with something good. I'm sure, Jim. Maybe I have to go to the bar and hang out with you for a night. You know the shots are coming. You get to walk away with a nasty hangover. It might last for 2 days. I'm speaking from experience.
Oh, we know you are. All right, guys. Give us a couple of minutes. Let us use the bathroom. Let us get something else to drink. And we'll be back here shortly, guys. What's going on, Sports Mafia fans? And we are back. Guys, do not forget to like, subscribe, comment. This is why we're doing this, man, to get your guys' voices heard too, to help us as well.
Definitely.
I don't want
guys, I love
to know
seeing,
when you have
I
to
love
go to the
see
bathroom. Sorry, I had to.
This apple juice goes down fast.
Yeah. I can't... We can't really say what we're drinking because we're not sponsored by them. And it's a copyright. But gotta look into it a little bit more.
Kind of tastes like water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next one, guys. My man Karsten has been studying on this for you guys. He's super excited to talk about this. I'm going to let him take the floor on this one, guys. I'm just going to kind of sit back, be here. Just focus on Karsten and his lovely, lovely lullaby voice.
Let's go.
All right, Karsten, go ahead and start him off, my man.
All right, guys. So we kind of wanted to talk about the best games in college basketball history, but I figured better maybe just dive into one, maybe get everyone kind of some juice leading into Selection Sunday on Sunday.
Sundance?
The Selection Sunday, you know, when you got like Jay Billis on there screaming about arm length and stuff like that.
This is a good one, though.
So I picked something a little more recent. I went ahead and picked up Villanova, North Carolina. You will find this on many lists as the greatest game ever played in college basketball history. And I thought this would be a good one for me actually to come back. I actually watched this game in a bowling alley. So my memory's a little jawed on it, but coming back to it and rewatching it, just realized how great a game it was actually. And so obviously we got Villanova and Carolina coming into the season. Just for a little background, a little history about how these teams made it to their spot. We got North Carolina that finished 33-7 on the regular season. It's very, very solid in basketball. 14-4 in the ACC. Now the big one here is they're 1-1 versus Duke. However, they lost that one game against Duke by, I believe, a point earlier in that season.
Yep.
Always a big thing for North Carolina, obviously. So North Carolina, 2015, they just experienced a lot of loss for some really respected alumni. They've lost Stuart Scott, booyah, and Dean Smith, the coach, all the way up to that point, basically, in the same year. So I don't know if that fueled them or not, but it definitely maybe gave them a little extra motivation. And that being said, Carolina made a pretty impressive run. They played Florida Gulf Coast, Providence, Indiana, Notre Dame, and Syracuse on their way to the title game. We're averaging 16.2 a contest average win. So they're averaging...
That's really good.
It's pretty nice.
That's
pretty nice.
Yeah.
So they're... On average, they were winning 16.2 a game there. So pretty strong case there for a national titleship. And so with Villanova, they're coming in at 35-5 that year. They were 16-2 in the Big East, which I would say ACC generally is a lot stronger in the Big East, but still pretty respectful. Very nice. So during the season, they only lost to ranked teams. So, they were handling their business against any of these smaller schools, essentially. They did, however, get their ass handed to them by Oklahoma earlier in that season while Oklahoma was ranked 7th and lost 78-55. Although Nova got their they revenged their loss in the Final Four by the biggest blowout, as far as I know, in the last 4 4 years it happened. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest blowout. They beat Oklahoma. They avenged their game 95-51. It's a 44-point victory in the Final Four. So that's the biggest blowout in Final Four history.
Yep.
So they're cruising. They're coming in hot. Same with Nova. They beat UNC Asheville, Iowa, Miami, Kansas, who was a number 1 seed.
Yep.
They squeaked by. They got a nice 64-59 win over them. And then obviously took care of Oklahoma in the Final Four. Their average points, so if you average their win, how many points they got per victory, 24.2.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That
is spanking the competition.
Yeah,
all
dude,
the way
that's... See, when I look at this, I look at Villanova being the better team. I mean, just because of the 24.2 compared to the 16. I see Villanova. Villanova is the better team, but Carolina is always favored in a lot of these games because they're known to beat some of these better teams.
They're one of the big schools, essentially. Yeah. So our lineups for this game, I can do the North Carolina with the pronunciation pretty well. Villanova is looking very intimidating. So we got Joe Barry playing point guard with Marcus Page, which he has a massive game, a massive impact in this game. We got Bryce Johnson playing forward. Our other forward tonight for that game, North Carolina, is going to be Justin Jackson and Kenny Meeks, which is listed as a forward, but probably playing center that game. Yeah. For Villanova, we got Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
Then we got Ryan Ancho.
This one is hard to pronounce. Ryan Arcidiacono.
Uno.
We'll just put it in.
Let's just call him Ryan. How about
that? we'll just call him as Ryan Antetokounmpo.
Fair enough. We all know that one. All right, and then we got Josh Hart, which is pretty much the only guy out of both rosters still having some kind of an impact on the NBA. Chris Jenkins, which has maybe the best moment of his entire life during this game.
I think after you name this last one.
Thank you. Daniel Ochufu.
So these are ones that are all hard, guys. It's Ryan.
Daniel Ochocinco.
Yeah, we'll call him Ochocinco. So the last name of Ryan is spelled Arcidiacono. Daniels is spelled Ochefu.
F-U.
So we'll get into it. So those are your starting rosters.
Those are starting rosters coming into this game.
Looking at the starting rosters, you're right. Josh Hart was the only one that did play in some type of NBA.
He's on the Blazers right now.
Yeah. Marcus Page could have. He didn't get drafted. No, Bryce Johnson, too.
I thought maybe I saw him. He's on an NBA roster. Maybe not. He did. I think he was on Charlotte, but didn't really play at all. I mean, it just shows you how hard it is to play in the league. And these guys came up real big in this one. So we're just going to go ahead and tell you the score because you probably already know. Villanova goes and wins 77-74. I mean, it might be one of the most exciting last minute and a half you'll ever see in a game. So the first half, it's pretty tight. It's kind of a lot of back and forth. North Carolina gets a little bit of a run there. But it finishes with like a nice momentum turn for Nova. Justin Jackson on the fast breaks, going up for a nice easy layup. Gets absolutely stuffed by Josh Hart, who throws it up to midcourt, where Phil Booth grabs this ball, and I feel like he's floating in midair for about an hour, and hits a two-pointer with this kind of this weird, funky shot. Yeah. Hits a two-pointer right at the buzzer, just to give Nova a little bit of a run there after the second half.
He was more like this, shooting the ball. Like his arms were spread, but he had the tee on it. And when he went to go shoot, it was like...
It was weird.
It was a weird shot.
Kind of like he turned towards it.
Yeah.
However, gives him a little bit of a boost. Nova's down just a little bit and a half. I'm not really going to harp on the first half. It's just a lot of back and forth that you would expect out of a title game. Guys are really on point with the three-point shot in this game. So we're going to jump ahead a little bit here because really what I wanted, the nuts and bolts of this game is right towards the end here. So Nova, with 4 minutes left, is leading 67-59 over Carolina. It looks like they have this game in hand, and Carolina makes a run at it. They push it up. They're getting turnovers. They're putting the ball in the basket. They're getting close. And then this is where the minute and a half gets, where things just get really, really nutty. Yeah. So Marcus Page, maybe didn't have a great NBA career, looked fantastic in this game. He's a tiny little dude, but he catches a corner three and drains it with $1:30 left. Pulls North Carolina within 3 points. And it's just amazing. I love hearing announcers like your Miles Bridges call.
Miles Bridges, how do you do?
I don't even know what the context is here, but this guy goes, the announcer of that game goes, the little guy, able to get the puppies in line, turn the page. And I'm like, oh boy. Fantastic. Let's get this thing rolling. So, I mean, it's not quite the end of the game. It's a very, very tight game, and we're down to 13.5 seconds with Villanova leading 74-71. So we have Carolina bringing the ball up. Joe Barry brings the ball up half court. He's about to set up a play. And David saw this, so maybe he can help me. Mm-hmm. So Daniel Ochocinco at 6'11", he gets Ochafor. He either gets caught up on a switch or makes a terribly horrible play where he is standing on the 3-point line trying to guard this tiny dude. Barry throws a horrible pass that almost Ocho throws himself at the floor and almost gets the pass stolen. While Page grabs it, gets control of it, he decides he's just going to launch up a Hail Mary. Not only that, while that's all happening, Ryan, because I can't say his last name, Ryan comes flying at him.
Antetokounmpo.
And guys, this shot, he is in midair after getting the ball. He's about to take a three and just flings it over his shoulder to dodge the guy coming at him. Yep. Off balance, comes back and drills a 3-point. I mean, it's like a Hail Mary shot. I would argue easily the best shot in that entire game, in my opinion.
I have to agree with that. That was the best shot just because of the off balance and the acrobatics that he had to do in order to get that.
If he misses, that game's over.
But I want to go back to Daniel on this list real quick. What Daniel did, and it's not 100% his fault because he still won the game. If I would have lost, I would have crapped a brick. What happened was that when you watch the play, and if you've never watched this play before, this is an amazing play. When the center comes forward and drops back, Daniel was supposed to move to go guard that bottom quarter of that key. But Ryan takes 2 steps to go back, and as Daniel dives forward, Ryan sees him leave his feet, and within a split second, Ryan is there to try to contend this shot. That's what makes the acrobatic shot the best shot in probably March Madness history. 100%. 100%. Just the off balance to go from, like, he's 6'2", to go from 8 feet in the air with his arms, probably 9, to come down to past his head at 6 feet, then having to come back on the come down and still let the ball go. That was the best shot, I think, to contend in NCAA history.
It's phenomenal. It's such a wild shot. You can he shows like Roy Williams on the sideline, and he's in disbelief almost.
Yeah, it's insane. I will say.
Then you get a cut, and it shows the alumni out there, and I'm like, is that Michael Jordan? Is that Jordan? Is Jordan out there just hanging out with the meme of his tears? I'm like, oh shit, Jordan's just out there with the college kids. It's pretty wild. And then literally, the game ends on this play. Villanova, right after this happens, 4.7 seconds left. Villanova pushes the ball down. Chris Jenkins trailing just a little bit, not too far, but just enough. Gets a nice little pass over him while no one, at least the defender, was off him about a good 10 feet. Yeah. Hits a NBA link. I mean, this is a long ass 3-point shot he drills to ice it. You have 2 of the most wild plays back to back. I mean, just having a chance to kind of go over this again and watching it again after a couple of years now, that was, I mean, it's hard to beat that kind of ending to any game, essentially. Yeah.
Donna, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on Sunday.
Bye, Donna.
So, you touched on a lot of parts of this, a lot of big key parts. This game, with Chris Jennings hitting that last three-pointer, when he came down, he did the Steph Curry before Steph. When he shot that ball and he came down and he looked like this, and he watched, and it went in, Chris Jennings did that before Steph Curry ever did it. And hit the buzzer beater. Everyone's cheering, everyone's clapping. They go to the Villanova side. And there's the girl. Little blonde hair girl. Yellow wristband.
Oh, she was in tears after that Page shot.
Yeah, and she was holding her face before, like this. She was holding her face in tears. Everyone's like, oh, the game is over. The game is over. Chris Jennings hits that game-winning buzzer.
Ice in his veins, man.
That was amazing.
It was awesome. That was a great sequence of plays.
When I saw it, I thought it was gunshots going off, but it was fireworks. I didn't know that you were allowed to have fireworks go off as, okay, I guess that's okay.
Well, really, we just kind of point out, like, this tournament's going to be awesome. If we get anything that resembles this game right here, we're going to have
2016.
A great April.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is the number one best game ever recorded, is what is...
Consensus.
Yes.
You know, like, I imagine there's a lot of people out there, maybe a little different list, but if you just kind of Google greatest college games of all time, this one's going to show up number one many times over.
If you do the top 25, this one is number one just because of the changing of...
It's just crazy
of possessions
shots.
And wins and leads.
Like, I didn't even mention that Page a little bit before he hit that crazy three-pointer. Goes in for a layup, bricks it, gets his own board over Giants over him, and puts it back in for two. Just all kinds of like hustle plays, crazy three-point shots. If you got the time, go ahead and check it out. If you got it, just watch the highlights, but still, you will not be disappointed with that one.
I guarantee a lot of people will know.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it, but man, awesome times. So really that North Carolina Villanova game kind of started off 2016. I mean, there were some crazy things that happened over the rest of the sports calendar. We got Leicester City wins the Premier League title with a 5,000 to 1 odds.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not expected to even show up. Not at all. And they win that one. Cleveland rallies down from 3 to 1 to beat Golden State, where I thought that team was indestructible. Chicago Cubs win their first World Series over 100 years. I mean, this is all 1 year, guys, I'm telling you. In that did they go into extra innings, or was that 9th inning where it started to rain and Chicago finishes them off in the 7th or in the 9th?
I think it went into the extra innings.
Did it? Okay. I'm a little shaky. I didn't look, but
yeah,
I knew it was somewhere like it was real tight at the end there.
I want to say that it went into the extra innings for them to win. I don't remember the rain. I think the rain was earlier.
Oh, I think the rain came down because there was some kind of break, and then it kind of almost like gelled the Cubs to come back and take it. Yeah. And then the same year, we finished off the New England marching back from being down 28-3 at the half to Atlanta to win the first Super Bowl in overtime. One of probably the best comeback of all time.
Oh, man. I got a lot to say about this game, too. We're going to talk about all of this right now. When you're Chester City, okay? Linchester City. 5,000 to 1. Huh?
Yeah, 5,000 to 1.
What'd you say before? Lanchester. That's what I said.
I thought you said Lynn.
No! Why does everyone keep flipping correcting me, damn it? Let me be!
Like I'm one to speak. I couldn't even say 2 of the starting players for Villanova.
Say Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Freak G. The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak. So 5,000 to 1 odds. If you put $5,000 down on them, you're a multimillionaire at that point. If you would have even put $500 down, You still got some money coming into you.
A nice payout.
Then you have Cleveland that beat Golden State. 3-1, they came back, which is crazy. But here's the thing on that. Did the casinos want to pay out $750 million to Golden State winners, or do you want to pay off $250 million to Cavalier winners?
I don't buy this conspiracy.
No, yes, you
He's on
need
his
to
own
listen.
island at this
Look, you got to understand. When you take Steph Curry, who is literally shooting over 90% from the free throw line, and then he starts shooing 48%.
I'll take LeBron and Kyrie playing out of their absolute minds that game.
No. Listen, Lindas, listen. Then you got Steph Curry, who is shooting 48% plus from the three-point line, along with Clay, along with Kevin Durant doing all of the big bad boys right there. But you're going to take LeBron, who is literally down 3-1 in there? Guys, there's something fishy going on there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. But I'm telling you this right now. Vegas has ties. Read what does the show say? Sportzmafia? Then you go down. Then you go down to the Chicago Cubs. They haven't won in over 100 years, and they beat Cleveland. Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians haven't seen a spot in the World Series in a very long time.
Or lucky Cleveland, the Cavaliers won that year.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. Congratulations, LeBron. Congrats. They suspended Draymond. They did.
Yeah, but you punched him in the balls.
Yeah, but I mean, Draymond wasn't the biggest factor in this game, though. Wasn't the biggest factor on the team. I mean, you have three of the best players at the time in 2016 with Curry, Thompson, and Durant.
That is prime Draymond right there.
Yeah, okay, yes, you're right.
The only way you can run the lineup of depth is having someone like Draymond be the center and defensive anchor that can play multiple positions.
But all I have to say is this, though. You're up 3-1. Golden State could have done it by themselves, but then all of a sudden Steph just decides to shoot 48% from the free throw line and under 27% from the three-point line? Come on now. Come on. They were winning without Green being their number one rebounder. Kevin Durant, Thompson, and Curry. Come on. They easily could have won that series.
They could have easily won it, but I'm not buying the I'm not buying the conspiracy. I'm just not.
Durant wasn't on the team then?
No, Durant wasn't on this one.
He wasn't on this one?
No,
are you sure?
I'm positive.
When did he come?
The year after.
In 17? Are you sure it wasn't 16?
17. There's no way, absolutely no way Golden State loses with Durant on that team.
Jim, you may be right. I'm going to look it up. And if I'm wrong, I apologize, everybody. I'm going to look it up after the show. But you guys may be right. Jim, you may honestly be right. And, hey, congrats. I may be wrong.
Here.
But then he joined next year. All right, I'm going to look into it.
I'm pretty sure it was a year after.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you guys may be right. Maybe I got my years mixed up. But then you got Chicago Cubs that haven't won a World Series in 100 years. They finally win one. Congrats. It's a big year for them. They partied like no other in Chicago.
That would have been a fun party.
They partied for, I think it was...
a year.
a long time. Then they come back, they don't do anything. But this one is funny. You have the best two running backs in the league. Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. Kevin Coleman. And you decide to throw the game. You decide to throw it. They literally threw it. They literally threw it. Patriots came back and won the game because you didn't run the damn ball. You're up 28-3. Just run the ball. You have 30 seconds. You could have gotten first downs like if you just would have got 4 yards per carry in the second half, you would have won the game. So
I was cocktailing that day. I don't want to say where, but a place in Woodstock, Georgia, and they're showing the game to about 40, 50 people. Diehard Atlanta fans. Oh. The world's their oyster for the first half. This game's over as far as they're concerned. I'm kind of sitting there like, well, They probably have a good shot at winning it, but not for sure. I'm trying to tell these guys while I'm serving them beers, like, listen, do not let New England get a point. Do not let them get a point here before the half.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them get any kind of momentum. You're talking about a dynasty with Tom Brady. Just don't give them anything to head into the next half with. And yeah, Falcons give up the 3 points. Falcons game plan in the second half. Now, do I think they should run every play? No. But you probably should mix it up a little more. Mm-hmm. And it just snowballed from there, and you could just watch the faces of the Atlanta fans from joyous to sullen
sadness
to hatred. And while they were leaving after they lost, my friend was laughing behind the bar, and I had to tell her to back off because they were about to kick our asses.
I was in Vegas at this time, and we all were watching the game at the Venetian. And I'm not even kidding you guys. We had our own booth, and there was probably 100,000 people in this sports book. Probably 95% of them were Patriots fans. When the halftime came, they all left. They took their jerseys off. They went and did whatever else they wanted to do. And it was the weirdest thing because as soon as they were coming back, they all flooded back in to the sports book. All of them were flooding in. They had no hope. And they were cheering and having a good time.
Well, England gets a lot of luck in the second half still. Mm-hmm. You guys don't remember that Edelman catch? Mm-hmm. Where it's almost on the ground and he's like pinning it in. Yep. Wow. I mean, you got to have some breaks as well to go with you to come back from 28-3. But
so I looked up Kevin Durant on this one. On July 17th of 2016, the nation became...
Well,
the notion became truth as Durant signed with the Warriors to join the lineup already, including All-Star Curry, Thompson, and Green, as well as the 2015 finalist MVP.
I'm telling you, it wasn't there in the series, though.
KD was, in fact, on there for the 2016 and 2017, but he didn't play in 2015 and 16 with them when they lost against Cleveland. So I was wrong. Thank you, Jim, for stat checking me. I appreciate that. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. Karsten, you too.
Thanks.
You guys can all kiss my ass. Anyway, so back to it. But yeah, man, I mean, 2016 was a very, very, very crazy year. I mean, if you look at what we got here,
maybe the
best sports year there.
Possibly, as far as just crazy shit happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Villanova takes it.
Wild game.
Manchester City takes it. Mm-hmm. Cleveland wins it. Chicago wins it. Patriots come back and do what they do and win like they always do. And you can't hate a team for doing that.
No.
And you can't hate the Patriots because they're winners, guys. Unfortunately, you can't hate winners.
Thank God, since I've been to Georgia, everyone's like, hey, you going to be a Falcons fan? I'm like, nope.
Hey, to the na.
I like the Braves.
Yeah, I do like the Braves too.
I like the Braves.
I've always liked the Braves. I thought they were always a good team. But here's the problem with the Braves.
There's you could watch two teams, at least in Seattle. You can watch the home games, Seattle, home team. Or TBS. Just came rolling around. Yeah. I can watch Braves games.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how you find you'll find a lot of Braves fans out there that were coming up the same time I was. Their favorite second team is always going to be the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, if the Braves would stop sending off all their young talent away, that's what the Braves do. The Braves get these players that are young prospects. They show them up a little bit. They show them what to do. Then they send them off. And then they go and they do bigger and better things. I mean, it's known. On Sunday, we'll get to the baseball topic. But, Karsten, man, good job.
Yeah,
congrats, man. Thanks, man.
I made it through another one.
Yeah, number 4. I appreciate everything that we're doing.
I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, there was so much sporting stuff going on today.
Yeah, there was a lot.
It's just almost like overwhelming to come here and try to be concise on everything that we're talking about. But here's the great thing. got a lot of time before they suit up and get on that field. I'm looking forward to seeing how everything shakes out here real soon.
Yep. And all you Bronco fans out there that think that you guys are all Super Bowl contenders.
43-8. Just always remember that. Wilson did that to you.
43-8. Yeah, that was a bad,
greatest
bad
day of my life.
Yep. So, well, Karsten, you're going to be here on Sunday. It's going to be me, you. Steve's going to join us too. We're going to be talking about the MLB lockout.
We got that on lock.
We're going to be talking about possibly some more football stuff.
Well, we should have the tournament
brackets
either as we're going or right before we go, where the seedings are at. And then, at least maybe we can give you an idea of what's about to come.
I mean,
we can dive into the matchups on the Wednesday after, probably.
I mean, I do want to say this real quick, though. My top teams that I see right now, you got Florida Gators. They're looking nice. Kentucky's finally getting back on their feet, which I hate to say it, but I was dogging them the past couple of shows. But they're still not impressing me. But, I mean, yes, Kentucky is still another contender. Gonzaga, Auburn,
Zags.
UCLA, LSU.
If you're not familiar where Gonzaga's from, they're from Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
Not a small city by any stretch, but not a big one either. Very windy over there.
Yeah, it's it is. Well, all right, my guys, my friends, women, children, men of all sizes, jacks of all trades. We're going to be back here on Sunday. Remember, guys, like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, keep commenting. It helps us out a lot, just like Jim did for us today. Correcting me, which thank you. Again, thank you. I appreciate that.
Caleb, good job, buddy.
Yeah, Caleb left.
When he was in there, man, he was
firing.
He was on a heater there.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
the kid was just like a 757.
You guys really should get into that chat if you haven't. Don't worry. Say what you will. Any comment that comes through there is great for us. I promise you that much.
I mean, Jim sitting here ragging on Karsten is probably the best. I'm loving it. They work together. They're friends. They do, a lot. But yeah, guys. I mean, this is awesome. This is what we want to do for the rest of.
Listen, if you don't have a sports fan in your life that doesn't give you crap, go find one.
Yeah.
It's only going to sharpen your steel a little stronger.
Yep, absolutely. But the super cool thing is, guys, is that we're doing this to not only help us out, but to help everybody else out there. Sportzmafia is literally going to take over the universe. if everybody...
Thanos can't even get rid of us.
Yeah, if nobody wants to believe it, doesn't want to be here from the beginning, and wants to come at the end, that's fine. But I'm here to change lives. I'm here to help other people out as much as we possibly can. If that one kid needs a heart transplant, I want to be able to help as much as we can. I don't know if you agree, but...
Cut him open.
This is the reason why that we are starting this, is so that other people can get their thoughts and their feelings out. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you.